guys, here's what we're making today. The Delilah by Oro Rosa. It's a brand new pattern. It's a dual compartment small bag with a slip pocket on the back. It's got this back side, inside has 6 card slots and plenty of room. The front side has a slip pocket on the front and also plenty of room. So you'll see at the end, I say I would probably do just one zipper on each side and I'd have them closing in opposite directions. That's just me. There are 2 zipper pulls per the pattern on each side and I just think it's a little much. Now, unless you use smaller zipper pulls, which you could do, and it wouldn't be as bad. I mean, these are 1.25" zipper pulls, but it's very cute. It is a small bag that has lots of room. So 2 separate compartments, a back slip pocket, 6 card slots, and a little slip pocket. Very cute. The Delilah by Oro Rosa. Let's get started. Hi everybody, this is Barbie with Jeannie's Designs. I'm getting ready to do the Delilah. It's a new pattern by Oro Rosa. I just did the cutting out video, so you'll see that before you see this sewing video. But this is a cute little bag. It's got a dual zipper on the top, I believe. And then plenty of room on the inside. The finished size is 7.5 wide, 9 high, and 2.5 deep. Cute. It's got card slots in it. I am doing the card slots this time. The thing I like about this, and she started doing this, she didn't used to, I don't believe, is on the bag itself, kind of defining what each piece is, like back pocket, main pocket. That's very helpful, especially if you want to do any type of color blocking or anything. It's really helpful. So what I'm using today, and you'll see the finished product before this clip, but I'm using some Luma scale, and you'll see the cutting out video too. Luma scale, which is being retired, just FYI. If you need any, I'd go get it. And then some bonded nylon. That's what I'm using. It's going to be very cute. I am doing a 1-inch strap. My typical 1-inch strap, and I'm doing a connector like this. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll do it on fast forward because I have a specific video on how to do it. So I would suggest, I'll link it in the description below. All right, let's get started. The Delilah by Oro Rosa. Be sure and give me a thumbs up. That really helps. Thanks. All right, so I'm going to do mine a little bit out of order. I'm just going to create my strap first. So this is just a 6-inch piece with a square ring. And I'm just going to baste the bottom closed so it doesn't move around on me. It's storming again here, so if we hear thunder and all that, that's what it is. Okay, so there's that. Then for my straps, I have a acrylic dye that I use. So I just put that. I have a piece of Decaville in the center, some tape on either side that I can get off. And then we sandwich the webbing in between. So just like that. And we fold it over. Make sure you have your swivel clasp on. Yeah. And make sure your ends meet and your sides. So there we go. So now I'm just going to stitch around there. All right. Hold on. All right. So let's stitch around this. I have my coffee here because it's afternoon and it's stormy and it's very nice to have a cup of coffee. All right, here we go. I'm going to back stitch because it's green on green and you can't even tell. I'm going to go backwards so I can avoid my hardware. Then I'll turn it around. Perfect. I'm going to tighten that up just a little. It actually looks good, but okay, there you go. And I'll put 2 wide rivets there too. All right, so then I'm going to use this piece to cut a 1.5 by 1.5 inch piece for the end of my, oh, hold on. All right, so I did put my 2 rivets in there. Oh, that's going to be so nice. All right, so I have my slider on, and then I'm going to sew my piece on that I cover the raw edge of the webbing. Just do a little square. Okay, then I'll trim that up. Trim off my excess. Perfect. Okay. Very nice. All right, then we put this on. Just like that. Put it up and through the slider. And add this one. Perfect. So I tightened my tension just a little bit, and that makes a huge difference. Huge. All right. Oh, I didn't get it cut. Okay. Now let's add some wormholes. Okay, I'll go press those. All right, so I got my strap done. It just looks so nice. The wide rivets really make it look nice, I think, myself. All right, so now I'm going to do my 2 D-ring straps, and I do have a piece of Decoville in the center there. These are 1.5 inch pieces. No secret there. So I have 2 of those. I'm going to sew down each long edge. Okay, let me grab my 3/4 inch D-rings. I don't know if these, I haven't gotten to the point where I know if this is a hidden connector or not, so we're just going to leave these like this for now. It's going to be so pretty. All right, next step. All right, so now we are going to take our front detail piece. I made a line down the center. Put some zipper tape. And we're going to fold that into the center. And this is a purely optional piece. You don't have to do this, but it's a cute little detail. And then I'm going to add another little piece of tape. Oops, I got tape everywhere. Okay. And then we are gonna, I gotta find my centers. Find your centers. You should always find your centers, bub. All right. And then on your main panel, measure up a certain distance. Let me see. Let me get a good ruler here. Let me see. Okay. I found my center. Where is it? Oh my gosh, I can hardly see it. Let me cut that again. There we go. Okay. Align your roll with the fonts. Okay. Right there. It's kind of hard to see. Okay, and then we're going to add that. I'm not sure why we measured up. Okay. Because there's my mark. I don't quite get that, but that's okay. All right. You do want to make sure that you have equal distances on each side. Yep. Okay. Now we're going to stitch up and down and around. And over. Okay. Now, you can either put a tag here, which is what she suggests, right on top there, or I brought a concho over here. Let me just see. Which one do I like? I think I'm going to put my tag. Can you see it? Yeah. I'm going to put my tag there. For now. So let me grab my washer and let's attach it. All right, now take your slip pocket, your exterior slip pocket, and we're going to put those right sides together. And do you see where it kind of indents there? That's where we're going to sew across the top. Start and stop. Okay, I got a little happy with my lining piece. And this is a, let me just see. Oh, she wants you to put your snap on first. Okay, we can do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's find our center. Good idea. And we're going to measure down. It's not very far down. Oh no, that's I got the wrong mark, so that's good. That's the right mark. Take your snap. And I'm using a for 18. She calls for a 14, and I'm sure there's a reason for that. But I'm going to live dangerously. I'm going to put it down just a little more. Get me a little piece of Decaville. Mark that too. Dangerous weapon. Dangerous sewing weapon. Let's add our snap. Add your Decaville. And I'm going to cut off the top a little. It doesn't need to be that much. There we go. Add your washer. And fold that in. Add another little piece of lace over that. Perfect. Okay. Now, put these two right sides together. The rest of my snap over here. Oh, let's find my center. And we're going to stitch here all the way around. And that seam allowance is okay in the pattern. And she does want you to go off the edge, so I'm going to do that. On both sides. All right, then. Oh, dear, did you hear that? I'm going to use some pinking shears and trim around that. You can cut out pieces if you want, but I'm just going to trim the whole thing with pinking shears. Now that I made a mess there. Okay. Perfect. Let's turn it. Take that little plastic off our magnetic snap. This is going to be so pretty. Okay. This is a very unique construction. I actually read the pattern. Yeah. Very unusual for me. But I thought, maybe I should turn over a new leaf. All right, now we're going to top stitch that from there around. Okay. Perfect. All right, next step is to find on your other piece that doesn't have your accent piece. So this one, set that aside. Take this one and find your centers again. And we're going to measure up to where the other part of our snap is going to go. But we're going to verify that. And we're measuring up. Just going to make a mark. Let's see. Let me turn it this way so I can... Oh, let me get a bigger roller. So according to her, it should be right there. So let's put this here and just see if that's true. It's pretty close. Just up a little bit, right? Let's see. Yep, pretty close right there. Pretty close. Very good. Very good. All right, let's mark for that. Let's get a piece of Decaville. Cut our holes. I can see my holes right there. And let's add this. Again, this already has Decaville on it, so you probably don't need this extra piece, but this Lumi scale is a little stretchy, and I just want to give it a little extra. And let's add a piece of lace. Okay, now we're going to add this. Let's get it on there. Oh my gosh, that's perfect. Perfect. Clip it and baste it. Nice big slip pocket back here. Baste that all the way around. Okay. Very nice. Very, very nice. I like it. All right, next step. All right, so your front and your back panels are complete now. So we're going to set those aside. we're going to take our 2 zippers and our 2 lining pieces. This is where it gets very interesting, guys. So on one zipper, put a piece of double-sided tape on the right side of that zipper. Very interesting, you guys. And put these 2 zippers right sides together. I've never done one like this before. It's going to be very interesting. Right sides together. Okay, just like that. And we're going to stitch a seam per the pattern down that side that's stitched, that's glued or taped together. No zipper pulls on yet. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Find the center of both of these, and it should be, yeah. Okay, so right here, here, and here. And then measure in from each end what she tells you to in the pattern and mark it on the side that you sewed. Okay. Look at that. Okay, just be ready. This is very interesting. Okay, let me just read through it one more time. All right, so we're going to take our 2 lining pieces and the zipper that we created. Make sure you have your center marks and your end marks. I didn't mark the center. Yeah. And take and mark your centers on your lining piece. This is just the weirdest thing, you guys. We're going to connect these here all the way around. Take your time. She actually recommends stapling it, but I don't want to staple the fabric that I'm using, bonded nylon, so we're just going to do our best. And then we're going to start and stop on that mark that we made on both ends. Alright, let's try it. And we'll start right there. Oops, I didn't stop with my needle down. Never a good idea. I'm actually going to use my Kelly's to keep that pulled. There we go. That's perfect. Trust the process. This is one of those that you just have to trust her directions. They're very good. This is what makes it a dual compartment zipper closure. Okay, and we're getting over here to this other mark, so we're going to stop at that mark. All right, let's see how we did. I'm going to just open it up to see. Yeah. Oh my. Okay. Interesting. Right now we're going to put this other one on that same side. Okay. So here's our center mark. We're going to add it right here on top of that. The zipper is sandwiched in between. All right, I'm just going to use this binding that is sticky. We're going to start and stop here. You still have to clip it. I've had this stuff for so long, it's really not very sticky anymore. But I need to start using it up. So there is binding in this bag. And I think, I mean, this is easy. This part really won't be seen. It's just she's having you cover the raw edges. Let's cut this off here. It's too bad it won't be seen because it's very pretty. Okay. Let's make sure it's got on both sides. Yep, and we're just gonna sew that on. Okay, very interesting. Did we catch it all? We certainly did. Okay. Amazing. All right, so then the next step is to turn it over. This is what you should have. And it should be even. Oh my gosh, it looks very even. Look at that. Perfect. On these ends, we want to mark. I'll show you here in a second. We're going to mark some and we're going to cut it off. I know. Let me see. We're going to cut off. Yeah, I know. It's weird. We're just getting rid of some bulk. So we're going to cut off a 1/2 inch here without cutting that seam allowance. So we're going to get pretty close to it. You're just cutting that bulk, and then we're going to burn it since we cut zipper tape. I know. Trust me. It feels weird, but we're going to do it. So right there, just a 1/2 inch up to that seam allowance without cutting our seam. It's not much, but my guess is it will make a difference. Okay, that's it. Tiny little pieces. All right, next step. All right, so I had made 3/4 inch D-ring connectors. You really need to use 1/2 inch. So I redid those and got 2 1/2 inch D-rings. Then per her instructions, I made 3 holes here. So 1, 2, 3 on both, doesn't matter which end. And then on your gusset, your exterior gusset, you're also making 2 holes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So now we're going to set that aside. We're going to need our lining gusset, which is 2 pieces. So keep in mind, this is the gusset, just like the exterior, except it's cut in half. That's it. Okay. So now we're going to take our D-ring connectors with the 3 holes facing inward, and we're going to lay those. I know this feels so weird. We're going to lay those with the holes going up and the wrong side up, just like this, and we're going to just baste that in place. 1/8 of an inch, just right on the end, right in between the 2 zippers. Oops, you know what I didn't do? You have to put your zipper pulls on yet first. Hold on just a second. All right, so now do it, since we have all 4 zipper pulls on. Yeah. So right side up, the holes going inward, and center your zipper, and just do a little basting stitch across there. There we go. On both ends. So you should have one for both ends. All right. And just make sure you're not catching anything but the back here. All right, let's do it on this end. Wrong side up. Right in between. I think that's why 3/4 really isn't a good idea. It might have worked. I don't know, it might. I'm going to have to get my bobbin. My bobbin's messed up. Hold on. All right, so I already did one side of the gusset just so I knew what I was doing. Haha. And now I'm gonna show you what we did. So you have your 2 lining gussets, just like that. So we're gonna take these and lay them right side down on the wrong side of your zipper. Okay. The curved edge is on the outside. So just like that. This part feels so foreign. So there's my lining gusset. The curved edge is on the outside, and it goes right sides together with the wrong side of the zipper. So just like that. Now I did it in one stitch, but with you guys, I'm gonna just baste it because I think for everybody it's gonna be a little easier. So we're gonna just baste that 1/8 of an inch in place. I know, it feels weird. I don't know how she thought of this, actually. Very ingenious. Okay, so that's just basted on there. Okay. So the your lining gusset, don't make sure it's not twisted. The straight edge is on the inside. So it should look like that. The curvy edge on the outsides. All right, now we're going to take our lining, our exterior gusset, and we're going to lay that right side together with the right side of the zipper. And we're going to sew that together at the seam allowance in the pattern. So just like that. Never done one like this before. It's going to be how we get the dual sides. Again, you should already have your zipper pulls on, and there are 4 zipper pulls. I suppose you can only do 2 zipper pulls if you want, one on each side. Okay. Then we're going to trim a little bit of the exterior, just the exterior gusset, by about half, just like that. And we're going to fold that and do a top stitch without anything else underneath it. Okay, so pull your lining out, and we're just going to top stitch the exterior gusset. Okay, beautiful. Okay. So this is what it looks like on the outside, on the side that we finished, because we're going to put the rivets on. So remember the holes that we did. We're going to take our first rivet and we're going to put it through the first, oops, oh dear. Put it through the first hole. Put it through the second hole. Whoops. Goodness. Put it through the second hole first. And then put it through the first hole. Just like that. So that's what you should have right there. Okay? With it folded over like that. Then we're going to put it first through that bottom hole here and add, oops, the rivet cap. Right there. I can get it on there. Okay. Then that third hole, oops, don't do it. I did it on the first one too. Add your D-ring. Add your D-ring, girls and boys. Add your D-ring. You have to have that on there or it just won't work. Okay. So your D-ring's there. The bottom hole. Add your cap. Take your other rivet through that hole, through the top hole in the gusset, and add your cap. Okay, make sure that your D-ring, the round part, is on the top. You can probably twist it if you had to. So now I'm going to go press those rivets. All right, so the next step is to make sure you have all your centers marked on your gusset and your lining piece. And we're going to sew those together. Get my little clipboard. At the seam allowance in the pattern. Hold on, let me see. So, oh, I went too far here. Now, it's going to be difficult to get close to this zipper up here. There may be, when we're done, a few stitches that we need to do by hand. Or she gives the option of gluing it. I think I'll just do a few whip stitches by hand. I just got a picture from one of my friends who's on a cruise. Just leaving this morning. Nice. Okay, so right there is probably where we're going to have to do a few stitches. Not a big deal. I didn't get this on here right. There we go. I'll do this one with you, and the other one, the next one, we'll do, see, just right there, just a tiny bit. All right, I'm going to start as high up here as I can get, right there. I can get it pretty far, so. I didn't really even have to snip my gusset, which is always amazing to me. And you know what? This is the lining, so if you end up having a tiny little pucker, it's the lining. I don't think I'm going to, though. Make sure you're not stitching anything you don't want to. Okay, get as far up there. Okay. That was easy, actually. Okay, let's do the other side. So there you have one side. That's what it should look like. Let's do the other side. Here's the lining. Just make sure nothing's twisted. Find your centers. And I'll do this side on fast forward. Let's start over here, make sure everything's out of the way. Start as high up as you can. Get your thread out of the way. All right, so I'm going to show you what I'm doing. I am just closing off this little 1/2-inch spot. And all I'm doing is a little slip stitch. That's it. It's not going to be seen. Oops, I didn't go over that, did I? Oh, that's okay. Just so there's no hole there. That's all you're trying to do. Is assure there's no hole. So I'm basically putting 4 little stitches there and tying it off. That's it. And there's 4 spots to do that, just so you know. I'm not a big fan of hand stitching myself, but it doesn't take but a hot minute. Okay. So we did that side. We're going to do this side as well. See, this one didn't take hardly anything, really. Okay, let's do this side. That's it. I'll do one more here. Okay, tie it off. That is it. Easy peasy. I might burn that just a little. Okay, next step. All right, so she does have you trim this to a small seam. So just go ahead and do that. And then all we're going to do is clip our gussets together like we normally would. So those 2 raw edges, wrong sides together, we're clipping together. And then we're going to baste those together. Oh my goodness, this is just amazing to me. And we're just going to baste those all the way around. Oh my goodness. That's amazing. Do the other side. Oh, fast forward. Okay, so here's what we have so far, you guys. This is the most unique thing I think I've ever done. I don't know how she came up with this, but so here's the inside of both of our pocket sides, our zip pocket sides. And this is what it looks like on top. Amazing. Okay, set that aside. Now we're going to do our slip pocket. So you have one mark up from the bottom that you're putting wrong sides together, just like this. Here's my first mark. Fold that wrong sides together. And then the second mark, you're folding right sides together. Okay? And now that's creating the slip pocket. So here's your slip pocket. We're going to stitch along this first, there's only one, but that fold to make the slip pocket. Just don't get anything else underneath there. 1/8 of an inch. Okay. Then your next lining sides, there should be 4 of them. We're going to use 2 for the slip pocket and 2 for the card slots, since I am going to do the card slots this time. Okay. So there you have, that's your slip pocket. Now I'm going to go ahead and baste the side so it doesn't move around on me. 1/8 of an inch. I don't know if she tells you to do that, but I decided I was going to do it. She may. Just 1/8 of an inch. Okay, then we're going to take our 2 lining sides that are 2 of them that are mirrored. Okay, so this is what you have. And we're going to lay those on the side, and it should be the same size. Pretty much is. On both sides, just like that. That's creating that lining piece. Okay. And we're going to sew those together. Let me see what the seam allowance is. Okay, seam allowance in the pattern. Just make sure your slip pocket, the top of it is in this curvy part up here. Just realize that you don't want to upside down slip pocket. Okay. All right, then we are going to do just a little trimming on these bottom corners and top corners. You can trim the whole thing if you want to. I'm just doing the top and the bottom just to get rid of a little bit bulk. Then we're going to turn it over and we're going to top stitch on the side piece. Okay, let's do the same thing over here. Make sure that seam is underneath there. Okay, there you go. There you have a nice little slip pocket. It's not huge. All right, let's do our card slots. You need your other two side lining pieces that are mirrored. I'm going to put this over here. Okay, that's mirrored. And then your long card slot piece. Now, I already marked mine. So from one short edge, you measure up, and this becomes slot A. Then you measure from that line up, and that becomes slot B. And then you do A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, A. So there's quite a few, okay? Then you're going to fold this first line right sides together. And mine, I can't really iron it and it won't press, so... And then this one is going to be wrong sides together. That makes your first card slot. Just like that. Let me get my other clips. It'll be easier to slide them on. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. Okay. And then wrong sides together. I mean right sides together. And then wrong sides together. And really the key here is that it's nice and straight. Okay, nice and straight there. Right sides together. And then wrong sides together. It's not as hard as it seems. Right sides together. And then wrong sides together. Right sides together, And then wrong sides together. So I always check the back to make sure it looks even on the back too. I don't know why, but I do. Right sides together, and then your last one is wrong sides together. Okay. Just like that. Now, we are going to fold each one up and top stitch. Let's just make sure it looks nice and even. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to fold that and top stitch, nothing else underneath there. Okay. Fold this one away and top stitch that one. It's easier if you have materials that you can either iron or finger press. I will say that, but I've done enough card slots that I know what it's supposed to look like. Huh. Okay, just fold that one out of the way and do that one. The key is you're not getting anything underneath that shouldn't be there. Let me make sure I didn't so far. Yep, all good. Okay. So far this is what it looks like. Stitch, stitch, stitch. Now let's do this one. We can clean it up later. I'll not worry about that right now. The next one. And the last one. I think it's the last one. Let's see. Thread everywhere. Okay. Yes, perfect. All right, so there's the first one. Just gonna clip it. There's the second and third one. Just gonna clip it. Okay, let's just get a card and make sure. Okay, there's one. I'm going to put it down the middle so I don't want to have to move my clips. Perfect. All right, now I am going to stitch along each side just so they don't move. Okay. Perfect. Let's do this side. Okay. All right, let's just check it. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. I think they're supposed to be 6. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4, 5, 6. Okay, perfect. Okay. Now let's take our sides and we need to make sure that there's extra, which is fine. So we'll cut that off, I'm thinking, from the bottom. Yeah, there's extra, and that's okay. Let's put the other one on. Your card slots, this is the top of your card slots, so make sure they're not upside down. I'm talking to myself. Okay, and we're going to stitch those together. Love it. Okay, let's do this other side. And then we're going to turn and top stitch. Okay, so if you have extra down here, which I do, we're just going to trim that off. No big deal. And there's some little dog ears right here, but actually we're going to trim those, the top and the bottom, to decrease some bulk without cutting your seam. Perfect. All right, now we're going to turn and top stitch. Love it. Repeat over here. All right, now that it's done, let's just double check our card slots one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, perfect. 5. And they're snug, which is good. That's perfect. Perfect. All right, do we need to clean anything up? Looks like we caught it all. There's a tiny little one right there. Okay, awesome. Next step. All right, so the next step is to put our front and backs together. So the front is the one that has your tag and the little accent piece, and that gets the slip pocket. The back with the big slip pocket on the outside gets the credit card, and we're just going to baste those together. Now mine weren't the same size, so I had to do a little bit of trimming, and I think it's just because I cut mine on the fold, and sometimes when you cut things on the fold, it doesn't, you get wrong sizes, and that's okay. It happens. I'm just doing an 1/8 of an inch basting stitch all the way around. I'll do that on fast forward. All right, so take your lining pieces with the exterior gusset attached. Kind of fold everything into the center, and we're going to add either one. It doesn't really matter because this is the same. We're going to add these right sides together, matching your gusset centers. I'm going to do the bottom, and then I'm going to do the top. So the right side of your zipper, see there's the right side of my zipper, goes here. Okay. We're going to do that all the way around. Interesting. I'm just going to see if we need to snip. It'll be interesting to see if any snipping needs to occur. Doesn't appear so. That's amazing. Not one snip. Okay. I'll clip it on fast forward. Okay, that's what you have. Interesting. Use as many clips as you need to. Make sure it's secure. All right, let's do it. And this seam allowance is, okay, it's different, so just pay attention to that. Let's start down here. Okay, you're getting close to your zipper, so just be aware. Okay. Interesting. Let's turn that right side out. Actually, we need to I'm going to turn it right side out so I can see it. Let's just see. Let's see how it looks. Oh my. That is amazing. Not one pucker. Look at that. Let's make sure our zipper's closed good. Oh my goodness, you guys. Why is that not closing? Oh, yeah. Yeah. We have to put our binding on there, so no worries. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Look how cute that is. Huh. All right, let's turn it wrong side out and put our binding on. You have to bind two sides, so just FYI. Okay. Huh. So, I don't know if you can see that. I didn't do a very good job of closing that up, so I'm going to actually do another stitch or two there, because that was not sufficient. Let's get that. Let's do that better. Let's do a better job of that. I don't think glue would hold it. I don't know, but I wouldn't feel secure with just glue there. Where is that here? So I'm going to go in here, right there, and come out and just do a few slip stitches. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing or not. I'm just slip stitching this because it didn't, what I did before wasn't sufficient. For me, anyway. I'm going to tuck that in. There we go. Much better. You probably won't be able to see this, you know, as you use the bag, but I don't want a hole there. And you don't either. Much better. All right, let's tie that off. And cut it, and I'll burn a tiny little bit there. Much better. Okay. All right, now let's bind this. Where's my binding? I'm first of all going to even my sides here. So when I bind it, I have nice even seams to bind. Okay, perfect. Alright, let's do it. I know some people don't like to start on the bottom. I do. No one's ever going to see the bottom. Whoops. That didn't go well. Let me open that back up. With this tape, you still have to clip it because it's not very sticky. Yeah. And when you go around your zipper tape, you just have to be careful not to get too close. You want to cover your stitching, but you don't want to get too close so that your zippers don't function well. Cover your basting stitches, you know. It's pretty stuff. I like it. Okay, let's cut this off and I'll fold it over. Okay, let's fold that over so there's no raw edge. Perfect. Now, let's just make sure, like right here, we didn't cover those stitches, so we're going to bring that over just a little more. Right there. The rest of it is good. Okay, perfect. That's it. Cut that off. This is from Fabric Therapy, just FYI. I think she still sells self-adhesive, but mine is so old that it's not very sticky anymore. All right, we're going to start down here on the bottom. Right there. Make sure your zipper pulls out of the way. see if we caught the other side. Oh, perfect. Oh, there's a tiny little spot right here. Let's just go back over that just a hair. Okay. Happens. All right. Beautiful. Let's burn our threads. Okay, now let's make sure our zipper closes good. That's my worry. I always, when I have these kind of things, I always worry that the zipper is going to close good. It's going to be difficult without the other side done, but we'll do it. Oh yeah. Perfect. Okay. All right, let's turn it right side out. And then we'll do the other side. Oh my goodness. Now we can really test the zipper. Oh yeah, that's perfect. See that binding, that really helps. Look at that, you guys. It's perfect. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing. This is all going to be kind of folded in. And we're going to attach the other side. Okay. Find your centers, clip all the way around. I'll do it on fast forward. All right, let's do this last side. Hopefully I have enough bobbin. All right, guys, let's turn it right side out. That, I didn't miss anything, so let's see how that side looks. Very interesting. This is so interesting. Take your time. It's not hard to turn. Look at that. All right, let's see how we did. Oh my goodness. That looks perfect. I'm just looking to make sure I caught my slip pocket. Oh my goodness. Now you have to put your hand in each side to push it out. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's just zip each one up. You saw me struggle just a little bit. It's because my zipper pull was caught. Oh my gosh, that is perfect. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it's a little guy. It's just a little guy. All right, let's put our strap on. And grab the strap. Huh. There you go. So I just need to push this out a little bit. There's something right there. What is that? Oh, nothing. So you open this side, the front, and you have a slip pocket in the front. Nice little slip pocket, not big, but then you have plenty of room. You open the back side, and you have the 6 card slots and also plenty of room. Then you have a back huge slip pocket, which would be perfect for cell phones. It's got a magnetic snap, so it's secure. Oh my gosh. Now, it's a small bag. It's a small bag. It's not a huge bag, and but the construction is very unique. So let's stand up so you can see. Look how cute that is. It's so cute. I don't know if I would. I think I would just do one zipper, because the 4 zippers is a little cumbersome. And you don't really need the 4 zippers, personally. That is adorable. I have a few little threads to burn, but oh my gosh. It is so cute. And it's not hard. It's really just not hard. I think my personal opinion is I would do one zipper pull on each side. And I think I would have them going in opposite directions. These 4 zippers pulls is a little much. Just my opinion. Now, you could use smaller zipper pulls, which might help, obviously. That is really cute. Just very, very cute. The Delilah from Oro Rosa. You guys, she did a great job with this. You have 2 full sides that are separated. I love it. I love it. It's very, very cute. This is Lumicroc from Sew Yours. It's actually being discontinued, so if you want some, I suggest you go grab it. It's a good choice for this because it needs to be a little squishy, but there's definitely a light on this too, so there you go. Thanks for watching. Be sure and do a thumbs up. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.